Just in case you didn't see it, Melly will have a fresh bond hearing for his retrial on July 9th, the press reported today. Melly has one final chance to obtain a bond based on the most recent filing. Jamie King provided the information, stating that Melly had the best chance of getting freed.
I know I said I would I'll keep everybody updated with what's happening. I know right now we're waiting. So basically the judge is gonna do, I guess, a written order. So we're just waiting, and that order can come any minute, or it could come tomorrow. I don't know. So we're just waiting. We're just waiting. So everybody just keep praying, keep having faith. Oh, Tessa, stop. I've been crying too. It's been a long time coming, you know.
But after that, the prosecutors took an unsettling action, and the press reported a no-A communication order that forbids Melly and Bortland from speaking to one another, or their attorneys' just silence has been filed in the Melly trial. By attempting to have Melly and Bortland stand trial again, the prosecutors are pressuring him to come clean.
Together, it is to the benefit of the state to try them together, just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking a penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. You're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found guilty.
If Bortland is aware that he did not commit this grave offense, he will not be able to sit there and take life in prison to the chin, increasing the likelihood that he will blame Melly and turn on him. They are even forcing his ex-girlfriend to turn on him because she was hiding outside of the U.S. since Melly's initial trial, when she was supposed to testify against him but never did, landing her on police wanted lists.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
Because Mariah and the court reached an agreement for her release, with the conditions being she wrote on Facebook shortly after that she would appear to testify in Melly's new trial, saying, "Thank you to my village. I love y'all so much. God's plan, not mine." They discovered evidence in Mariah's iCloud account relating to Melly, forcing her to not testify in the first trial, where Melly is accused of witness tampering, which could put him in prison for life even if Melly removed Sackhazer and Juvie.
New charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
As the witness,
since Melly apparently observed the witness manipulation, which is distinct from the case of Sackhazer and Juvie's dying. His mother comments that she doesn't believe it's fair that he has been prohibited from using the jail's phones for a year since he has been messing with them.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
but if the evidence is true that Melly's used jail...
However, if it is confirmed that Melly's committed witness tampering via jail phones, the prosecution wants Bortland to pin the crime upon Melly, which is what Melly attempted to do to Bortland during the first trial. So that's why they haven't let him, but anything Bortland does to Melly will result in a life sentence.
Bortland in the first trial.
Those were his lives. Court only handwritten shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car, two bodies, car riddled with. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having the phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket. Now,
As they disclosed, Bortland was the one who had gun residue on his body and had lied to the federal government. He's the last person to be spotted with Sackler and Juvie. And they even called in an investigator to discuss the gun residue on Bortland's hands.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of shot residue and two component particles. And the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of shot residue and 1 two-component particle.
And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was shot residue present on the hands.
Bortland detested this, which is why he tweeted mind games when Melly's case ended in a mistrial. Avoid working with folks like me. According to fresh sources, Melly's legal team suggested posting an undefined bail that would be paid by his record company $300. However, Melly's attorneys are aware of this and create their finest bond package to present to the judge. A rapper wrote, "That boy Melly is coming home. I feel it," after Entertainment promised the court that if a bond was granted, Melly would be under house arrest, wear an ankle monitor, and have round-the-clock security to keep an eye on him. They have proof that Melly isn't receiving humane treatment in jail, which is against the law.
Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life. As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to something.
They also presented GPS data showing that Melly left the scene of the murder as he fled down the road and took refuge in a bush.
He's saying that someone just shot the car up and was trying to shoot him. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, yeah. He's like, yeah, there's some. I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Juvie? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're...
To further support their allegations of a drive-by. They mentioned that a gun was never even located, as they stated that it would have been taken by the drive-by car.
The first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what firearms to use.
Okay.
But this is when things start to get spooky, because if Bortland is seated next to Melly in Bortland's interrogations from the night of the crime, in which he lies to police to cover up for Melly, can then be used during the trial.
Man, I was playing music. Getting off the exit. I was already getting sleepy. Almost hungry. You know what I'm saying? And like, just out of nowhere, like, just heard, you know what I'm saying? So, and I ducked down, you know what I'm saying, in the car. And I almost crashed.
Let me back you up a few minutes. Where were you coming from?
I was coming from the studio, from Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale studio. Which way did you take?
I took I-75, 595 to
75. Then you took 75.
Although authorities can see that Portland's account is false. He made an effort to maintain his tale, but would be exposed for lying.
The officers aren't believing his story about the crime.
I told y'all the story, and that's it, man. I don't even want to talk about it. Because I told y'all. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Okay, just so you know, all right, because you're saying, well, I don't want to talk anymore. There's going to be a lot more questions. And we're not trying to piss you off. The thing is, we don't know your friends.
Yeah.
So the reason we have to ask all these questions, because the more we know about your friends, your lifestyle, your friend's lifestyle, your friends, his friends, and the circumstances surrounding today, the more, the easier it's going to be for us to try and solve this.
However, as the questioning went south, Portland became irate because the police weren't accepting his account of the crime.
Driving, ducking for my life, trying to make sure I don't get hit. And you telling me, you telling me about this? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. I'm driving. I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna be worried about? You know what I'm saying?
I know it's not for you to worry about.
Shit crazy, bro.
But if you tell me it happened there's got to be some evidence there. There's going to be broken glass, just like there's broken glass over here when you guys open the doors and stuff like that. Okay, there's going to be broken glass over there when the windows got shut out. There's going to be casings from the people at your car. Okay, there's going to be evidence over there. Okay, right now there's nothing. I kind of think I know what happened.
The officer restarts the topic after Bortland tries to end the questioning by inquiring about how was Bortland driving. Did he crash into anything? Is one example. And additional.
The truth, even if it's something that I don't want to hear, but I respect the truth rather than BS, okay? And it's a simple question. If you knew who did this, okay? You may or may not know. If you knew who did this, would you tell me? It's either a yes or no question. Answer.
Honestly.
Yeah, honestly. The truth. You wouldn't?
Because I wouldn't want to be a part of it.
However, as the questioning was coming to an end, the officer, would you tell me who did this if you knew?
The video account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly count says what?
After that, SHHHH.
Even a video saved on Melly.
Bortland shook his head no without giving a definitive yes or no. Vicey's concerned about lying to the police officer and having a voice crack, since that would be a clear sign to the authorities that Bortland is lying. But when you mix that with tangible proof, the truth comes out because Melly admitted to lying in a text message she sent hours after the incident.
And juvie passed.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey, yeah. But no, still turned, regardless of what happened. You heard?
Only hours after Sakaz are in juvie, Melly and Bortland can be seen to be pleased in a video that was captured on his phone. Passed.
Tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends.
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, if when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Vaughn was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? Walk the bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him.
However, the motivation for the crime was disclosed by a former O-Block member who said that Melly wanted to stop sharing money with the other members of YNW,